Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. So we're going to do your week ahead reading. It's coming to you on the 30th. I've been really inundated with private readings, plus trying to get 24 videos out because I wanted to do some monthlies this month as well for October. So yeah, we're going to have a look at the week ahead, 30th through of September, which is today, through to the 6th of October. Okay, so bear with me. We'll have a look at the general, then we'll have a look at your work, then your love. Sitting next door, you've got an October love monthly reading as well. I don't usually do monthlies anymore, but I just thought it would be really good just to have a look at what the monthly energies are around love for you guys, all right? So bear with me while we get shuffling. Okay, Saggies, your cards are down. Let's have a look. You're showing as being the High Priestess. Some of you guys highly intuitive this week with the High Priestess energy. Some of you guys keeping secrets as well. High Priestess is, I mean, she doesn't always have to be cloak and dagger. She's the type of woman you go to when you confide in, when you've got a secret and you want to, because she keeps them. That's what High Priestesses do. They're also really good advisors as well. So a High Priestess would be somebody who gives advice, Sagittarius. This is someone who, someone would go to and say, you know, I don't know what to do about this. I'm at the my wit's end. And the High Priestess would say, she would know exactly what to do, because she's got more knowledge than anybody else within the tarot. You know, more than the Hierophant, in fact. For me, she's more powerful than the Hierophant in terms of just having that hidden knowledge about what to do in a situation when you really can't figure it out. You know, the Hierophant will give you guidance to, according to what their belief system is. The High Priestess will give you the knowledge that you seek. It's not about what she feels. Even though she might kind of give advice in terms of what her intuition might be, you know, she's also very good at just saying, well, this is what you do or that's what you do, you know. So you could be an advisor this week. People might be trusting you with their information, with their secrets, Sagittarius. You indeed might be keeping a secret of your own with the High Priestess. And also this week with the High Priestess, you might be tapping into your intuition, which is the classic kind of flavour of this card. High Priestesses can also represent when we're just passively sitting by and waiting, watching the world go by and waiting. She's the passive card, she doesn't act. What is the situation about? It's about love. That's it. So some of you guys might be using your intuition concerning a relationship, a very strong relationship. It doesn't have to, I mean, the lovers can be a love relationship, Sagittarius. It could also just be a partnership. Sorry, I've got these dungarees and they keep coming apart here, which is annoying. Okay, so yeah, according to the lovers, it's about the lovers. So this will be, there's a couple of things really. So first of all, using your intuition. I think that this is you guys using your intuition this week as the High Priestess concerning a relationship. Now it might be a love relationship, it might be platonic, Sagittarius, because the lovers isn't just romance. The lovers is also, you know, the connection that you have towards a very, you know, as family members. You might have a really strong connection, a really kind of strong relationship, strong bond with that lover's energy, with a family member, with a friend, with a lover. The lovers is just people that love you, but the lovers also represents a choice. So this week it might be about you guys tapping into your intuition. Maybe you've got a really important choice to make this week with the lovers as well. What is your goal this week, Sagittarius? Your goal is the Four of Swords. I think in a way with your Four of Swords energy, your goal is to have a truce. It's to have a resolution. Because the Four of Swords can mean several things. The Four of Swords can mean to withdraw. It can mean to sit something out with the Four of Swords energy. It can mean to contemplate with the Four of Swords energy. But I think that just looking at the reading so far, Sagittarius, for me, your goal this week is to find a resolution to a problem. That's the Four of Swords energy. It's finding resolutions. What is the obstacle that you need to overcome this week? Oh, you got another four. 2 4, stability and security, building stability. The obstacle you need to overcome is something to do with a friendship, relationship. But this is happiness when you get the Four of Wands. So the obstacle you might need to overcome is that you're happy, or that somebody's happy. Because what I've got here so far is you guys need to use your intuition this week. That's you, the High Priestess. The situation is all about perhaps a relationship. It's also the need to make a choice, but I think that this might be about a relationship. You're needing to use your intuition in terms of making a choice about a relationship, the lovers. You want to resolve the situation, Four of Swords, by the end of the week, okay? But the problem is everybody's kind of happy with the way that things are, the Four of Wands. Because the Four of Wands represents happiness and celebration and joy and just feeling complete and feeling satisfied and feeling secure. Somebody feels secure. You're not feeling secure though, Sagittarius, because it looks to me like you want out of the situation, but somebody feels like, you know, everything's okay, I feel happy with this. Feels like you're not so happy with the situation here. What could you be achieving by the end of the week? Yeah, the ending of a painful phase. But the Ten of Swords with the ending of a painful phase will be your pain, Sagittarius. So there's something you're going through here that I think is very painful for you. For the other person, whoever the other person is, whether it's a lover, whether it's a family member, whether it's to do with bosses or work or colleagues, they're happy with the Four of Wands. That's the obstacle you need to overcome, is that, and for some of you guys, the obstacle that you need to overcome as well with the Four of Wands is that you've built a structure, because the Four of Wands is all about building an initial structure. So I think that initially you've built a structure. It's small, but you've built something up, and now it just feels like, to me, you guys are saying, I want out. Feels like I want out. You know, but I think whatever you've built with the Four of Wands, Sagittarius, you haven't got very far with it, because it's a number 4. It's a Four of Wands. Four of Wands is early stages. So you've built something. It's in its early stages. That's the obstacle you need to overcome. So you could probably carry on building this thing, Sagittarius, but I don't think you want to. And by the end of the week, what you could be achieving is, for you, with this Ten of Swords, the ending of a painful situation, especially if you leave whatever this situation is. What do you need to avoid? The Ten of Coins, investing any more in this. That's what you need to do. Ten of Coins energy. Because the Ten of Coins, for me on this card, I often also look at the pictures on the cards as well. Sagittarius, when I look at the Ten of Coins, he's putting his last dime into the jar. So he's saved enough with this this jar of 10 coins. There's 9 coins in here. He's putting his 10 coins in. All right. So this is completion. He's finally saved. He's fulfilled. He's fulfilled his goal with the 10 of Coins energy. 10 represent fulfillment of a cycle. Okay. So this guy has finally saved enough. So I feel it's kind of investing in this situation. I think you need to avoid, you know, kind of investing in this situation, because he's putting the coin into, it's his last coin. Finally, he's achieved his aim. He's achieved his goal with this 10 here. So I actually feel that this kind of draws my eyes, this coin here. You need to avoid investing any more into this situation. I don't think you should, because I think if you want out of a situation, I don't think you should be investing any more into it just because you've been building something quite solid up. What do you need to embrace? The Six of Coins, another coin card. You need to embrace the Six of Coins. I think that, you know, if you look at the Six of Coins on this card here, I'm just going to get a pen. Let's get one from here. Okay. If you look at this Six of Coins, can you see how this coin here, he's putting it in this scale. This scale here is balanced. Now, he needs to put this coin in to balance out. So he needs to balance out the scales. You need to, I think that you need to embrace it. You need to balance out the scales in this situation. Even though we've got 2 money cards, doesn't matter. This isn't about money. It could be about money, but I think it's more about kind of getting yourself back into order here. You need to balance the scales, but the balancing the scales, Sagittarius, is to do with you and your feelings, because you are not happy in terms of investing in a relationship or a situation here. I think you're done with it. Somebody else isn't done. And it looks like you were building something quite nicely in this, because that's the obstacle you need to overcome, that you were at the initial stages of building something here. That's the obstacle you need to overcome, and there was more to do. Four of Wands energy. Four of Wands is we have successfully built something, or we've successfully secured something here with the Four of Wands energy, but there's more work to be done. So if you can see here, they're dancing, they're celebrating, they've erected the 4 poles. So they've got their first structure up here, and they're saying, woohoo, this is great. Okay, there's more work to be done, but at least we've got the first initial stages complete. So the Four of Wands is about completing an initial stage in a project or a situation. It's a card about marriage and that type of thing. And for some of you guys, it might be about marriage. The obstacle might be that you are married, but I don't think that you're happily married. That's the thing. If it's marriage, you're not happily married because you want out. Your intuition, this week you're highly intuitive, okay? And it's concerning a relationship, the Lover's energy, also making a choice. You want a resolution to the situation here with the Four of Swords energy. That's your goal, to have a resolution with that Four of Swords. I don't think it's to withdraw. I mean, it could be. It's 2 things. I think it's the goal for some of you guys is to withdraw, probably from a relationship. For some of you guys, it's to get a resolution concerning the situation. I think it's to withdraw thinking about it now, because I actually think that this Four of Swords is saying that you want to withdraw. That's what I think it is. I think your goal is to withdraw, okay, from, I mean, the Lovers doesn't always have to be a relationship. It could be a partnership. So it might be your goal is to withdraw from this partnership, Sagittarius. But the problem is, the Four of Wands, you've started building something successful here and there's more work to be done. That's your obstacle. But by the end of the week, it could be that you end the painful cycle. Ten of Swords energy. And we've got 2 10s in the reading, which means ending of cycles. So we can see here, we can see in the reading that I think that there's something you want out of. I mean, you've been successful in it, but only for a short amount of time because of that Four of Wands in your obstacle position is saying, the obstacle you need to overcome is that you've built something successful here. It's been a short amount of time that you've built it in, but there's more to go. But you're not interested in that. If you need advice, where can you go? Go to the Wheel of Fortune. Go to somebody who knows how to take a gamble and take a risk. Because the Wheel of Fortune is somebody who takes a risk and a gamble. If you need advice, support, go to somebody who would take a risk and a gamble. You know, because this is a gamble. And I think that what's happening here, Sagittarius, is that the reason that this is a risk and a gamble is because you've been building something quite successful. It's at the early stages, but it's been quite successful what you've been building here. And now it just looks to me, Sagittarius, like you're just going to completely tear it all down. It just looks like you're going to completely tear this all down. Every single bit of it. You're just going to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I know that I've successfully built something here in a short amount of time. And I know that I could carry on building with that Four of Wands being in your obstacle position, but you're kind of like, I don't want it anymore. It's almost like you just said, this isn't for me. It's almost like you're good at it, you've been successful in it, whatever the situation is for you. I always leave my readings open to interpretation for the viewer. But it feels like you just said to yourself, but I don't want it. And for you, what you're embracing or what you need to embrace is that you have to balance out the scales. It's your duty now to balance out the scale. So if something's not sitting, just because something is successful, whether it's a relationship or a job or a business, just because initially you've built something quite successful and you could carry on building it, doesn't always mean that you'd be completely satisfied and interested in doing that for the long haul. We're going to hone the camera down on the card, Sagittarius, and we're going to go through this reading again. Then we're going to have a look at your work and we're going to have a look at your love. Bear with me. Okay, Sagittarius, so we've got your spread down. Very interesting spread. Now, I just thought about the Six of Coins as I was turning the cards around. And what I discovered is, well, what I thought is that some of you guys, you might need to embrace it. You're going to have to pay your way out of this. So if this might be something that you need to pay, you know, this could be a contract that you got involved in really early to do something. And it might show promise. The obstacle is that this still shows promise. There's a lot more for you to learn, a lot more for you to build on. But you might decide, actually, I don't want to invest in this anymore. Because you need to avoid putting any more money into it as well with that Ten of Coins. Okay, and it might be you need to embrace with the Six of Coins in order to balance out the situation. Because you're putting the money into here. You're going to need to pay your way out of it. So for some of you guys, it might be, you know, I can't avoid investing anymore. But in order to get out, it looks like to me, some of you guys, this might be a contract you're involved in. Okay, let's have a look then. So you guys are the High Priestess. This is all about you guys being extremely intuitive this week, Sagittarius. It's about the Lovers, a relationship, partnership, friendship, family, whatever it is. It's a partnership. Let's just call the Lovers the partnership, whatever that type of partnership is for you. Sagittarius, your intuition is about a partnership here. You've got a choice to make, a choice that's really important because you want to withdraw. Your goal is to withdraw from this partnership by the end of the week. The obstacle is you've built something, it's small, but initially you've built something successful, and also there is success in this situation. That's the obstacle. So something's been quite successful. It's been probably a small amount of time with the Four of Wands energy because there's more stuff to be discovered. There's more stuff to be built with that Four of Wands energy. You've had initial success here, but there's more success to gain. There's more things to build. That's the obstacle that you need to overcome. That even though you want to withdraw from this partnership, there's still more to gain with that Four of Wands energy. There's more to build, there's more to gain, there's more to learn. Four of Wands energy, there's more goodness to come with this Four of Wands. And that's the obstacle you need to overcome, that this thing in the long term does have potential. But for some reason, Sagittarius, you want out of it. By the end of the week, you could be ending the painful situation for some of you guys. If it's not by the end of the week, it's in the next few weeks. You could achieve ending this painful cycle, Ten of Swords energy. But the painful cycle is only on your part and no one else's. Avoid paying any more money into this. If you're paying money into a situation, then avoid it. The coins can also be investment. So if it's not a money thing, then avoid investing any more of your time, emotions, ideas, feelings, actions, whatever it is, Sagittarius. Avoid investing any more time, money, whatever it is, into this situation. Embrace, for some of you guys, you're going to need to balance out this. So you're going to need to kind of pay. I think what you're going to need to embrace, this Six of Coins holds something deeper to it for me. If it's a money thing, you're going to need to embrace, you're going to need to pay some money out in order to kind of readdress the balance. So say, for example, you wanted to get out of a contract early. I don't know what it could be, I don't know, phone contract or, I don't know, a bank loan or something like that. You're going to need to pay a little bit over the odds probably with that Six of Coins to get, you know, to get out of it, to get things into balance. If that's not the case, then you're going to need to pay something. Do you see what I mean? Because the Six of Coins is paying in as well. It's giving and it's receiving. You're going to have to give something. You're going to have to embrace it. You're going to have to give something to balance out the situation. Because to me, it looks like you want to come out of something early that has potential. You want to come out of something early, Sagittarius, that has potential. And I think that you need to embrace, if that's what you want to do, you're going to have to pay something back or pay something in terms of doing that. Whether that be paying, you know, money to get out of a contract, you know, additional money, or whether this is giving something to the person that you want to, you know, remove yourself from. Do you see what I mean? Giving them something. But this isn't something that you can just walk away without paying something forward. If you need support and advice, go to the Wheel. The Wheel for me is a person who takes risks and takes gambles. So go to somebody who takes a risk and a gamble. Because I think that it is a little bit of a risk, whatever you're doing here. Because this thing holds potential. The only reason I say it's a risk, it's because this holds potential. It still holds potential. That's your obstacle to overcome the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is potential. Four of Wands has masses of potential. Okay? So that's why you're taking a gamble. Because for me, it almost feels like you're missing out on an opportunity. But your head here just says, I don't want it. So go figure, you know? Go figure. Okay? To me, it looks like you're taking a gamble because this still has potential. It has massive potential for the future, but you know, you just got to do whatever it is that you want to do, Sagittarius. You got to do whatever makes you feel good. And I think that you're just doing something here because you're not feeling it. I think that you're removing yourself from something here that I don't know whether it's because you don't trust it. I don't even think it's because you don't trust it. I think it's more than anything, you just don't feel it. That's what it is. It's just something you don't want to do at the moment. You don't feel it, and your intuition tells you that you need to kind of remove yourself from that. Okay, because that's you. You're intuitive this week, and you're saying, I want to remove myself from this partnership here. Yeah. So let's have a look at what the advice is. What's the advice? Oh, one came out here. Oh, look, it's telling you to reconsider. I'm going to leave it at that. You saw that just fly out. It says reconsider. I don't know what this is. It feels like you should reconsider, if I'm being honest with you, Sagittarius. Because it just feels like this thing has potential. The Four of Wands. That's the obstacle you need to overcome. It's got potential. It's got legs. There you go. Universe said reconsider. It's up to you, though. But I think the advice from the universe is you have to reconsider this. Okay? Reconsider it. Think about it more. Think about it more deeply. Because you could be missing out on an opportunity from what I'm feeling here. Alright. I'm going to have a look at your work reading. Bear with me. Okay, Sagittarius, we've got your cards down. Let's have a look. Work. Okay, lots of work. Some of you guys under pressure in work. When you get the Ten of Wands, you got a lot of work because the Ten of Wands deal with career and work. And the wands, each one of these wands is a project, you know, or the work that you're dealing with. So you got a lot on your plate this week, okay, Sagittarius. And it's worrying you with the Nine of Swords energy because you've got so much work to do. It's going to be worrying some of you guys with that Nine of Swords energy. Page of Swords energy. So the Page of Swords in terms of work, this is being a novice. This is being when you're a page in a work reading, you're doing training or you're a trainee or something like that. I think that you've been kind of, this makes me feel like some of you guys have been laden down with loads of work and you're upset because you're just new to this. I think some of you guys are new to the work that you're doing and it's already, they've built a lot of work on you with that Ten of Wands energy showing there. Nine of Cups. However, we do have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is indicating happiness here and joy and wishes being fulfilled with the Nine of Cups energy showing here. You've got the Four of Swords energy, okay? So the Four of Swords in terms of a work reading can be about withdrawal, all right? But the Four of Swords is also contemplating. I actually feel that some of you guys are contemplating or thinking about what would make you happy. Because the Nine of Cups is all about being happy and getting those wishes fulfilled. But then we've got a Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords, but then the Four of Swords can be healing as well. So we'll see what goes on there. Okay. We've got an Emperor. So there's an Emperor here who's putting a lot of work on you. They don't really care that you're kind of new to this job and you're worried because you're just new. People, or, you know, it's either that you're just new, Sagittarius, or you're new to the project. Because the Page of Swords is somebody who's new within work. All right, and you're worried about that. You're worried about having heaps of work put on you by the Emperor. So the Emperor would be the boss. I'm seeing a boss putting a lot of work on you, and you're worried because it might be a couple of things. It could be that you're new to the job, or you don't really know what you're doing with these projects. Because the Page of Swords is young, he's a novice, and he doesn't really know that much. Let's have a look. Hanged Man. I get the impression that I've got a boss here who's really lazy with that Hanged Man energy. Also, I've got the impression that I've got a boss here who tends to hang around quite a bit. But they look really lazy to me. If you look at him, can you see how he... Let me have a look where his hands are, actually. So his hands are behind his back. But he looks like he's enjoying it. There's somebody hanging around, I think. They look pretty lazy to me with this Hanged Man energy. Two of Swords energy. So it might be you're faced with a decision with the Two of Swords, or you're not seeing. What are you not seeing? Two of Swords. No, there's Four of Cups energy showing here. So the Four of Cups is disappointment, and it's boredom, and it's being fed up. Let's have a look at the next one. Ah, right. Sorry, guys. You got a Four and a Five of Cups. This is feeling fed up, and Five of Cups. Some of you guys feeling really tired and fed up with that Four and that Five of Cups energy. And that Two of Swords energy showing there is that you're not seeing this Nine of Cups energy. I think that you're not seeing any recognition for what you do. Because the Nine of Cups can also show when you're being rewarded. It's like a Six of Wands. It shows recognition and kind of getting accolades and rewards. So some of you guys not seeing rewards. All right, for the work that you do, for the time that you put in. And with the Page of Swords energy, it's almost like you're at kind of junior level. Some of you guys might be at junior level within the job. Some of you guys with the Page of Swords, you're just starting out on this job or this project. You don't know much about it, and it's worrying you because you've been laden with loads of work. Okay, I don't think that you're seeing any kind of accolades or recognition for what you do, because the Two of Swords means also not to see. So I see you not seeing any rewards or accolades with that Nine of Cups energy. And I think with the Four of Swords energy, it's making you feel kind of resigned. It's not, because the Four of Swords also means to feel resigned. Some of you guys are resigning yourself to feeling bored and unhappy within the job. Sorry about that, Saggies, but that's what the reading is saying to me. Let's get this reading again for work. What I'm seeing in terms of work, Sagittarius, there's a boss here, an Emperor. This person's really lazy with the Hanged Man. All right, they don't do much, and they're not particularly helpful either. So I'm seeing a really lazy boss with that Hanged Man, because Hanged Men tend to be very lazy. They tend to just hang around, and they don't do much. Emperor and the Hanged Man. So I'm seeing an Emperor, a boss who's really, really lazy here. And I think what's happened here is that this person has put a lot of work on you, Sagittarius, okay? Coming in this week, or you're experiencing it. They've put a lot of work on you, and you guys are worried here with the Nine of Swords energy, because you're either new to this job with the Page of Swords energy, or you don't really know what you're doing with the with all of this work, with the Ten of Wands energy showing up here. You might be afraid as well with the Nine of Swords energy to speak out with this Page of Swords energy, that you've got too much on your plate showing here. I think that also what's going on here is that you're not seeing any kind of, recognition with that Nine of Cups. You're not seeing any rewards with that Nine of Cups energy for all of this work that you're taking on, despite maybe not knowing enough about it with the Page of Swords energy showing up here. As well, and I think that you guys are feeling, I'm sorry to say, a little bit despondent with the Four of Cups, and sad with the Five of Cups energy, and I think that almost resigned. Some of you guys are almost resigning yourself to feeling, despondent and sad about this. It's almost like what I'm getting from here. I don't see any redeeming features in this reading. Sagittarius, I just feel that you guys have got somebody who's just putting loads of work on you, and you kind of like, I just can't see any rewards for what I do. You know, some of you guys are young, and some of you guys are just new to the job, and some of you guys are kind of learning with the Page of Swords energy on the job as well, and they're kind of putting a lot of work in your way, showing here. And for some of you guys, if you know the job, it's you're worried about speaking out to this Emperor energy showing up here, because they are an Emperor, but they're really lazy showing up here. I just don't think that you're seeing rewards for this, and I think that, you know, you're resigning yourself with the Four of Swords energy to, with this Four of Cups and the Five of Cups, being unhappy and sad about this situation. I'll ask what it is that you can do about it. What can Sagittarius do about this situation? In 2 cards, please. What can Sagittarius do about this situation, please? Right, you can probably, the King of Coins, this is probably someone you can speak to. Oh, so the Knight of Wands is in the reverse. Okay, so Knight of Wands reversed, for me, this card can mean 2 things. Knight of Wands reverse means either to be overly restless, or it can mean to stop moving. Stop being passionate, or to stop. This is the card where you come to a halt. You're not moving forward anymore. This card says, I'm bored, or I lack passion. Well, you can do a King of Coins. Okay, so how do you do a King of Coins and stop? Showing here. So it's almost like it's saying that you need to do a King of Coins. So I actually feel that you need to, when you're a king, you need to take charge. So I think that you need to take charge of the situation, being the King of Coins energy. Now, being a King of Coins, you'll take charge of the situation in a particular way, because it's a coin card. Alright, so it's not taking charge through communication like a King of Swords would. It's not taking charge of your feelings and just getting on with it, probably like a King of Cups would. And with a King of Wands, it's not being like really assertive and actually speaking and communicating in a really assertive way. With the King of Wands, you would take charge in terms of the material aspect of this card, the coin. He holds the Ace of Coins energy, so you need to take charge of Ace of Coins energy, the project, the seed. It's almost like you need to plant a seed. King of Coins energy, you need to take charge of planting a seed. So it's almost like you need to start something here. And what you need to start, Knight of Wands reverse. So it's almost like you need to take charge and start something here. Start planting a seed. Start building something here in terms of this situation. And you need to stop with that Knight of Wands being reversed showing here. All right. I think you need to stop before you explode. All right, so I think you need to stop before, because you're going to explode. At some point, it's not coming out here, but it's saying here that you've resigned yourself to feeling sad and kind of unhappy with that Four of Cups and the Five of Cups. So you need to, with the Knight of Wands in reverse, stop before you explode. So therefore, you need to take charge. King of Coins energy. So what would the King of... Let me just think about this. What would the King of Coins do? What can you do about the... Because this is the King. So you need to take charge of the Pentacle, of the project. The seed is already planted and he's rewarded. So he's worked really, really hard. So what can you do? You can work really hard. King of Coins energy. You can work really hard. And Knight of Wands energy. Working really hard will stop you from exploding. You might disagree with that interpretation, but the Knight of Wands is a stop. He's going to... Can you see how he stops? He's reversed. He's stopping before he explodes. This is to work really hard, is the King of Coins. I was trying to think about it in another way, but it just feels to me that you have to just continue working really hard here to stop you from exploding. It's almost like you need to just focus on the work, King of Coins, because that's all he does. He has his head buried in his work. That's how he's become really successful. I don't think that this is, talking to someone here. I don't think it is. I mean, you know, the Tower can be to express what you're feeling with the Tower energy when you get that showing up here. Because I've just pulled another card, it's walking away, exploding and walking away, walking out. You need to stop. The Knight of Wands is telling you to stop because it's reversed. Stop before you explode and walk away. All right. So I think that you need to focus on the work. You need to work really hard and focus on the work. All right. And stop before you explode and walk away. All right. The trouble is, it depends. Okay. Because the trouble is, Sagittarius, there's not a lot you can do with an Emperor. Especially if an Emperor is heaping loads of work on you. Because the Emperor is the top guy. The Emperor is the top guy, so it's more than likely there's no one else for you to go to. You know, if we had a king here and then I got the Emperor energy showing here and maybe a sword card, a Queen of Swords and the Emperor, I'd say go speak to the top guy. Emperor is the top guy and the Queen of Swords will speak. But there's no sword cards here indicating communication from you. And there's no one higher than that Emperor. There's no I'm using a different deck for this clarifier, but there's no other Emperor showing here. It's a king. But it's not suggesting that you're actually speaking to anyone, because the Knight of Wands is reversed. The Wands are action orientated. So the Knight of Wands in the reverse is not taking any action. Alright? The King of Coins, do I call coins control? Okay, do any of the kings represent taking charge and control? Well, I would say probably a King of Cups, because he knows how to control his emotions. But we don't have a King of Cups here. We've got a King of Coins. And this is somebody who takes charge of projects. So this is a case of taking charge of a project, and that which will stop you from exploding and walking out. Eight of Cups energy. So you have to, that's it, you just got to take charge of the project. Because some of you guys feel that you can't do it. Some of you guys are afraid to speak up. You're carrying a heavy load. Some of you guys, Nine of Swords, are afraid to speak up. Carrying a heavy load. Some of you guys are afraid because you don't feel that you know enough Page of Swords, or you're just new to the job. Because there's an Emperor, a lazy bastard, sorry for swearing, putting a heap of work on you. They're just lazing around, but what else can you say? Who's bigger than the Emperor? No one, you know. And you're not seeing any rewards. Two of Swords, you're not seeing any rewards for what you do, and you've resigned yourself to being unhappy and fed up within the job. Alright, but you need to just focus on the work at hand, King of Coins. Take charge of the project. And it's going to stop you from exploding and walking. Because at some point, you're going to explode and walk out, guys. At some point, if this resonates with you, Sagittarius, you will explode and just walk out of the job. Some of you guys are prone to doing that. Because you're just getting pissed off with this dude here who's lazy. They're lazy because they know that they can. This person is very kind of... Because they're an Emperor, so they're in full charge. And they're lazy to boot with it with that hangman. They just hang around and watch you do everything. And that's why you would explode and walk out. But if you just kind of take charge and say, okay, this is what's been given to me. I'm going to take charge of it. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, which would be what a King of Coins would do. It's going to stop you from exploding and walking out. Because who knows? You might need this dude for a what do they call it? A reference. And the trouble is, with an Emperor as well, you know, and it doesn't matter even if this wasn't an Emperor. The trouble is, if you explode and walk out, Sagittarius, what will happen is that when you go for another job, because they'll probably fuck you off on this one if you do that, Sagittarius. When you go for another job, what will happen is you won't get a good reference, because what they'll say in the reference is, Sagittarius walked out, had an argument with the Emperor, told the Emperor about their business, and walked out of the job. And then what will happen is that when you want to get another job and you need another reference, all the Emperor is going to say to you, despite this person kind of being in the wrong, you've got to be professional. That's the King of Coins. So what do? Take charge of the projects and be absolutely professional with the King of Coins, because that's going to stop you from exploding and walking out. Because if you explode and walk out, Sagittarius, all that's going to happen is this person's going to write and say they had a problem dealing with pressure. And a lot of jobs these days that you go for, one of the fundamental questions that they ask you is, how do you cope under pressure? Do you notice that if I've been for loads of interviews in my time, and a lot of the questions that people asked me was, how do you cope with pressure? And Emperors are lazy bastard Emperors. Are renowned for putting pressure on their workers, you know. So one of the, you know, if you explode and walk out, that person will say, well, Sagittarius wasn't very adept at dealing with pressure, and that's what people want to know, that you're really good. And you are being tested here. You got a lot of pressure on, despite either not knowing how to do the job, or not knowing enough about the job, or being a trainee, or whatever the case is. But this is just a case of dealing with it, taking charge of the project, being professional, King of Coins. Knight of Wands reverse, it's going to stop you from exploding and walking out. If you explode and walk out on this job, Sagittarius, you're screwed. Because if you go for another job and they ask you how you deal with pressure, and a lot of jobs these days are very pressure inducing, and that Emperor writes back and said they were terrible, they exploded, they walked out, you won't get another job for ages, okay? So just think on that one. Alright, we're going to do your love reading. Bear with me. Okay, Saggies, I don't know whether you saw that, but 10 cards chucked themselves out all together, which was really interesting. Let's have a look at your love. The Queen of Coins, Saggies. So this is a male or female. Queens and kings can show us you know, interrelate sexes, you know. It doesn't have to mean that the Queen is a woman. It can also be a man. If it's a man, then this is somebody with a more kind of feminine energy about him, okay? He's not a king. He's still a king, but he's showing as a queen because he's got more feminine energy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, potentially, male or female, or somebody who's really practical and down to earth. Let's have a look. Nine of Cups. I'm feeling that there's a person around you who's really satisfied, Nine of Cups, because it shows the person first. It's not like you're satisfied with the Queen of Coins. This person's really satisfied with you. I think Nine of Cups energy. Hierophant. So there's marriage here. Marriage. Nine of Cups energy. So a Queen of Coins. This is also wishes. There might be somebody who wants to marry you, for example, with a Hierophant. Because the Nine of Cups is to have wishes. This is wish fulfillment. This is the wish card. Queen of Coins possibly has a wish for marriage, Hierophant energy. And I'm not surprised that she or he would, because they're the settling down kind. King of Wands. Okay. There's a king and a queen, and neither of them... oh, no, that's you, sorry. With you, the King of Wands. I think this person has a wish for marriage with you, the King of Wands. Oh, no, there's two people here. You, King of Wands, and also a King of Swords. I think there's somebody around you who wants marriage, but there are two of you. This person might have a choice. Let's have a look if there's any choice cards. There's two of you. You and someone else. Oh, what's all going on here? There you are as well. So let's have a look. Depends. We've got lots of people. Usually when you get lots of court cards in a reading, it means lots of people are involved. Okay. Nine of Wands. There you are. Queen of Wands. Sticking, staying. Nine of Wands energy. Standing by your post. Ten of Coins. I think you're staying in a marriage because the Ten of Wands can be standing or defending one's marriage, protecting one's marriage or one's relationship. Queen of Wands, protecting relationship. Ten of Coins. Yeah, Six of Wands, confidence. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Four of Wands, energy showing what's going on for love. This is like, whoa. You got Ten of Coins in here, and that's marriage. Plus you got a Four of Coins in the reading. Let's break this down. Let's move the cards up a little bit here, Saggies. What an interesting reading. They're really good cards as well. There's not one bad card in this. Let's have a look then. Let's break it down. Right, so we got marriage, Hierophant. Now when you get the Hierophant, Four of Wands, Ten of Coins, Six of Wands probably. So 1, 2, let's look at these three. Four of Wands, Ten of Coins and the Hierophant. There's a married card. Okay, so there's something about marriage, strong union here this week, showing up here. I think there's a person here, a Queen of Coins energy, who has a wish for a marriage, showing up here, with a King of Wands, showing up here. Two Kings is conference as well, communication, it's a meeting, showing up here. We've got a Nine of Wands, a Queen who is standing by her marriage. Oh, this is really confusing. I'm sorry. There's too many people showing up in the reading for love. So for love, we have a Queen of Coins and we've got two Queens, which means in a reading, two Queens is gossip and it's enemies. I'm seeing two females here that don't get along in love. You're one of them and we've got another Queen. All right. And then we've got two men here showing up here. So two men and two females. One is gossip or just not enemies. So I'm seeing enemies here for love. I'm seeing kind of like competition in love with these two cards. And then we've got the two Kings showing up here as well, which can show meetings and communication. I'm seeing competitiveness in love. All right. But I feel that you're standing by your marriage here. It feels really weird. I'm seeing you being in competition with another female here. If you're a female and you're heterosexual, I'm seeing competition between two females, one of them which is you. Because I think you, Sagittarius, want to hold on. Nine of Wands is to hold on to your marriage or your long-term relationship here. All right? So I think that you've got competition in love. But you want to hold on to your marriage, that Ten of Coins, Four of Wands and the Hierophant. You are determined to hold on to the marriage here. Because for you, it's successful with the Six of Wands energy showing here. But there's a woman here, a Queen of Coins energy, who's feeling smug. Nine of Cups energy showing here. That this person here, King of Wands, is probably going to marry her. But what's the other king? She's feeling smug. She's feeling happy. Hierophant, union, marriage with a King of Wands energy here, but there's another individual sitting here as well. Very confusing reading because we've got 2 queens and 2 kings. 2 kings. Well, who are these people here? I think that you're the Queen of Wands. I'm seeing 2 queens. I'm seeing competition for love, Queen of Wands. I think that some of you guys are with someone here because you are sitting next to the 9 of Wands. So you're determined, Sagittarius, with that 9 of Wands energy to hold on to your relationship, your marriage, whatever it is. 10 of coins, 4 of Wands. You're confident. So you're determined to hold on to your perfect relationship, 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, because you're confident in it. But there's somebody here, Queen of Wands energy, Queen of Pentacles energy, who's feeling quite smug, or she's kind of feeling like really satisfied. Maybe that this King of Wands wants to be with her in a union here. I think this person's already got someone. I think that's why we've got the additional king. I think that's why we've got the additional king. Because what I'm seeing here is that you have competition with another queen, Sagittarius, okay? All right, now that competition is probably because this Queen of Coins has a wish, or this Queen of Coins is feeling quite smug. And I think that the person that you're with, because we've got your soulmate here, the King of Wands. So when you get a Queen of Wands and a King of Wands, it's the perfect match. It's just like having a Queen of Coins, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. They're a perfectly harmoniously matched couple. Queen of Coins and the King of Coins, they're a couple that is perfectly matched because they share the same values. Queen of Swords and a King of Swords, they're a couple that's perfectly matched because they've got the same sort of ideas. And the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands are perfectly matched because they've got the same drive and they've got the same passions. So there you are, Sagittarius, or you could be, I don't think you're the king, I think that you're the queen. And I think what's going on here is that you have a soulmate here. You are perfectly balanced together, all right? And you're probably married. You could be married to this person with the Hierophant, but I don't think it's necessarily marriage. I don't think you're married to them. I think you've got a really strong union with this person now, Sagittarius. I think you're perfectly matched to this person. And I feel that you are determined with that 9 of Wands energy to hold on to this perfect relationship. Could be a marriage as well with that Hierophant sitting in there. But that 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands and the 4 of Wands is a perfect relationship. And you're determined to hold on to it. And that would make sense that you would be determined, Sagittarius, to hold on to this relationship because you've got your soulmate sitting in there, that King of Wands. You are perfectly balanced, perfectly aligned in terms of your passions, your drive, your sex drive. You make each other laugh. You're both enthusiastic. You both probably like to look good. You both look the same. You're both really good looking. You match in practically every single way. And you're determined with these cards here, Sagittarius, to hold on to that. But then you got little Missy here, the Queen of Coins. Okay, this person here, I feel with her coin, no, I can't call her superficial. In the reverse, she's a superficial woman. But I feel that this woman here is, with this 9 of Cups, feeling quite smug. I don't even think it's a wish. I think that you've got competition with this person here because she's quite smug. She feels that your king, this is your king, Sagittarius, belongs to her. Because she's feeling quite smug that this king wants to commit. Hierophant isn't always marriage, it's sometimes commitment. She's feeling quite smug that her king wants to commit to her. That's what's going on. That's what I feel is going on. You've got a perfectly, but that King of Swords, this is her king. But she's a Queen of Coins and he's a King of Swords. And swords and coins don't really match elementally. She's far too deep for this king here. You know, he can be emotionally quite cut off and quite distant, whereas the Queen of Coins is quite a nurturing type of a queen. You know, if it was a Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands and a King of Swords probably match because Wands and fire work together. Sorry, fire and swords work together, but air works together, but not necessarily Pentacles and Swords. This queen here has somebody else here, but they're feeling quite smug that your king wants to commit to them. Let's quickly do that again for love. I hope you get it. I'm seeing this week for love, you guys have a perfectly balanced relationship with someone. That's why you're showing us the Queen of Wands and you've got your King of Wands sitting in there. And because of that, you're matched, you're balanced in every single way, Sagittarius, with both of you being Wands. Because of that, you are determined to hold on to this perfect relationship. You've got a lot of confidence in this. It could be a marriage. However, you do have a really smug female. That's why you got the competitive energy of that Queen of Coins there. This Queen of Coins is feeling smug with the 9 of Cups energy that your boyfriend or your husband or your partner wants to commit to her. But she's only doing it because she's not getting on with this king here. They're not a perfect match. This person's not really happy with what they've got. They want what you've got because they're not happy with what they've got. That's what I'm getting for love. Let's have a quick look at what your love advice is. What's the advice you have for Sagittarius and love, please? What's the advice that you have for Sagittarius and love for this week? It's saying make the effort, okay? Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And let's have a look at what we didn't do advice for work. What's the advice you have for work for Sagittarius, please, this week? What's the advice you have for work for Sagittarius this week? Show me. Dreams of abundance. So it says here, as you sleep, God, your angels and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. And finally, we're going to get the answer deck. I keep forgetting to get this deck out. I love this deck. I'm going to see what the 3-card answer deck is providing, is putting over to you. What is the advice that you have for the 3-card answer deck for Sagittarius for this week? What's the advice you have for Sagittarius this week through the 3-card answer deck? The advice is, right, you got the love card showing here. Love. There's a dark-haired woman here who's going to have who's facing a victory. So in love, a dark-haired woman is facing victory. Could be you, could be someone else. We'll see. All right, that is your reading, my darlings. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Cara's Universe. If you'd like your own private reading, click on the link in the comments section below. Go straight through to my website or the end screen. Take care, Saggies. Have a great week. And remember to check out, please, your October 2019 monthly love reading. Take care. Bye-bye.